Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Orange Blossom Social. I am your humble correspondent, Bobby Randall. It is a great Tuesday here at the entertainment capital of Wearsdale, the Orange Blossom Opry. And the crowd in the audience goes wild. Yeah. So there we are. And the gang is here. Captain Kurt is at the helm up there, and Fast Eddie back there. We never know what Fast Eddie's doing. We can't really say publicly what he does, but he hangs back there. How are you, buddy? Good morning. You there? Oh, he's not there. Well, once again, his microphone doesn't work, so that might be for the better, but if we could get it working, it'd be awesome. It's on now, Eddie, you there?
I don't know. Yeah.
There he is, Fast Eddie, everybody. Say hello to Fast Eddie.
No
Eddie,
album?
Morning.
I saw, and our roving reporter Mike is here as well. I saw this picture, Eddie. I actually posted it on Facebook of something of the lights that you had done. Obviously, you had done. On the showcase. The lights look like some 2050 Space Odyssey thing. It's crazy good. It's really good.
Yeah, it's cool.
You know, you're doing. I don't compliment you often because you're such a loser. But
yeah.
no, you're doing an awesome job, and it's absolutely you did a great job. And of course, if you weren't here this weekend, it was George Strait tribute show this weekend. 2 sold out shows, and. Old Howard did a fine job, I thought. Sang all the hits. Did a fine job of doing George Strait. And he looks like George Strait, don't you think, Eddie?
Yeah.
Yeah, he really looked like him. Do you ever get mistaken for anybody, Eddie? Walking down the street and somebody go, "Hey, that's like Charlie Manson or
Hey You."
Hey You.
Yeah.
I got a great story about. I don't think I've ever shared this with you. So I'm on the tour bus one day, pulling into Wichita, Kansas, and I get off the bus and there's a Walmart across the street, and I had to get some things, so I get off the bunk, out of my bunk, and I look about like this, and I go over to Walmart, and I can see this lady looking at me at Walmart, and I'm going, oh, man, whatever, it's early in the morning. So she comes up and goes, "Hey, man, can I have my picture made with you?" I said, "Ma'am, I look terrible," and I had promotional pictures on the bus. I said, "If you want, I'll walk back across the street and get you a promo picture and stuff." No, I just want my picture with you. So I check out, and there she is. She said, I'll get my camera. So she's hollering at her husband to go get the camera. He comes up with the camera. I don't know what, or maybe it was his phone. I don't know what it was. But anyway, we get up there. She throws her arms around me and sucks me in, and she's yelling at her husband to, "Make sure you get this picture right," and got a hold of me, and I'm like, whatever, I'm trying to smile. She looks up at me at the last second and goes, "You are Ronnie Dunn, right?" And I went, "No, I'm not." My hair was a little shorter, and Ronnie and I look alike, but anyway. Big weekend coming this weekend at the Orange Blossom Opry, everybody, and that's the Kenny Rogers tribute guy, and he knows that I'm buddies with Kenny Rogers because I've advanced the date, and somebody must have told him. He said, "Hey, man, you used to work with Kenny Rogers, didn't you?" And I said, "Yeah, I sure did." And he said, "Well, you'll be able to tell me, give me your opinion of the show." And I went, "Well, I don't know about that." Also, don't forget, folks, if you're watching live on Facebook, we always welcome your questions. That's what we like to do, is take questions from our audience as what's going on and who's what and what's going on.
When you said it was going to be a big weekend, I didn't think that was what you were going to start out the lead with. Bob.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to forget about that part, but it's a really big weekend for us because we play Thursday night, Friday night live, then Saturday's the Kenny Rogers Tribute Show. There's a few tickets left for that, but if you notice the date of the Kenny Rogers Tribute Show, Eddie, did you notice that date?
Yeah.
The 21st of September.
Yeah, it's Kay's birthday.
Oh, that's right. That's how you remember it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Some guy that plays guitar. Right?
Some dude at the Opry.
Fortunately for him, he speaks of her first.
Yeah, lucky for him, no doubt. That's the best thing. But the thing that will be most important about that day, aside from being my birthday, is it'll be a day of no sleep because we have to catch our flight on the 22nd. We're doing a road show up in Michigan on the next day, on the 22nd. Our flight leaves at 5:45 in the morning. You have to be at the airport 2 hours early, and I've contacted TSA and told them that I have no identification, no driver's license, and they told me all these things I needed to bring to the airport, but I needed to be there probably 3 hours early So that's going to put me at the airport at 3 in the morning. And so I might as well just leave here and drive to the airport.
Yeah, or drive to Michigan.
Or drive to Michigan. I could almost make
We
it there.
figured out the time on that. It can't be done.
No, as fast as we can haul, we can't make that happen. It'd be there, not in time, because we talked about it, didn't we, Mike?
We did.
Because we did. We said,
we were
let's
going
go.
to be able to make it happen if we left right after your opening before.
I think without ID, they do a total search on you.
Yeah, yeah.
TSA.
Cavity search.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let's see who this is. Good morning. You're live on the podcast, Doug Stock. How are you?
Oh, I am. Okay. Well, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. So you can't cuss and don't yell at me because we're live on the podcast.
Oh, boy. Well, hello, everybody.
Yep, Doug
Morning,
Stock,
Doug.
everybody. Doug Stock. If you need something important, I'll call you back as soon as I'm off of this thing. You okay, Dougie?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just we're going to talk over that Christmas show a little bit. So
Boy.
after you get done talking to all your fans.
Well, I may. I worked on the Christmas show yesterday in the studio, and I'm working on it again today. And then I'm about ready to turn what's left of it all over to you, Dougie, because you have much more patience than I. So, all right. Well, I'll give you a shout when I get off. I'll give you a shout in a little bit. Okay.
I'm going golfing today. I'll be
Thanks,
thinking of
Bobby.
you, Dougie.
See you, Dougie.
Have fun with everybody.
Yep. Bye, bye, sir. Doug Stock. Yeah, the Christmas shows. Boy, it'll be awesome. I hope everybody likes it. We're working hard on it. Anyway, you're going golfing today, Eddie?
I'm going golfing, yeah.
Why?
K-Son's in town, Daryl's in town, and we're going to golf today and tomorrow, and probably not very well, but we'll have fun.
Daryl Morgan?
No,
Oh.
no, Daryl Hobbs. It's Kay's son. He's in town for her birthday.
Okay. And is what you do, I mean, I understand the sport, but is what you do actually, you still call it golf?
No, it's a softball swing in a golf club.
Yeah.
Softball player.
There's a lot of, now you guys don't drink when you play, do you? You do?
I don't want to answer
No
that.
comment? Uh-oh, no comment. No
Gatorade, of course.
No comment is-
Yeah, Gatorade's our sponsor.
No comment is guilty. Yeah, I don't drink. Man, if I did on the golf course, it would only make it worse. But I'm thinking about going back. I looked at my golf clubs this weekend, and I said, maybe I'll go, because I quit last year. I quit every year. I get mad, and I quit every year. But maybe I'll go. Dougie asked me about going. I thought, well, when it cools down a little bit, maybe I'll go out there and take another stab at it. I don't know. Let's see what's going on. So this Thursday night, we have the showcase, and Louis Stokes will be here from the radio station.
Wow.
Dave Ron will be here, Kim Hilton, and I wonder if Dave's watching. I should call Dave. I see if I have Dave Ron. Oh, I had to block Dave Ron. No, I don't know if I have his number. Dave Ron will be here. It looks like Angie Stokes will be here as well. So that's our Thursday night showcase. And the Super Show, the contest, I think you can sign up for it now. So if you're interested in being in our contest, talk to somebody here or get a hold of Neil. The email address is neilbogus@contest@obopry.com. That's more than I could ever remember. But it's going to be great because the showcases are always good. We got lots of folks in there. And you, the public, get to pick who's going to be the winner. So that'll start soon. Friday Night Live is this Friday on the 20th. And our guest this Friday night will be Laura Kay. Saturday, the 28th of September is Toby Keith, and it's sold out. Can you believe that, Eddie?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we start in October. I'm going to be out of town a lot. I just noticed that. Well, the 21st, I'm going to go up to Michigan. Our whole band's playing on the 22nd. If you're listening up in Michigan, we'll be in downtown Sanford on Sunday. We hit the stage about 5:30. We're the headliner act up there. And then I'm going to stay up there for a couple days, then come back and work a weekend. Then I'm going to go to Nashville because I'm going to go on the October 1st. I'm going to go play with Sawyer Brown and do that. Is that Tuesday? It's a Tuesday, right, Mike?
Correct.
Yeah, on a Tuesday, go up to Nashville, and I'll hang out there for a couple days. Then I'll come back, and then hopefully Dougie will have the Christmas show done by the time I get back. That'll be awesome. In October, we start our Oktoberfest and Rocktoberfest. a bunch of great guys coming. Rocket Man, Bon Jovi. They're going to be here. Now, you're a big Bon Jovi fan, aren't you?
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you only one song.
I have a whole wall in my wall of fame of Bon Jovi stuff.
Yeah, well, you have one of Bon Jovi's jackets, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's on October 12th. And wasn't Bon Jovi like a chick band? Didn't y'all like Bon
Oh,
Jovi?
yeah. A lot of them
Yeah,
did.
you don't know. I mean, because he's a handsome guy. You
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
get in that, right? And he's from Jersey. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you from Jersey? No. Where are you from?
Philadelphia.
Isn't that close?
Close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah. Philadelphia's the Yo guy, right?
Yo.
He ran up the steps there in Philadelphia?
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I always thought Bon Jovi was a chick band. Because so you say, why does my phone decide to ring off the wall today?
Somebody wants you.
Yeah, it's probably Hollywood calling. But nonetheless. Well, anyway, Bon Jovi. You're from Philadelphia?
Yes.
And you live in the Villages now?
I do.
Yeah, everybody lives in the Villages now. How long you live there?
About a year and a half.
Wow, really? And it's quite a change from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't make my move that way. I was in Ocala before that.
Oh, I see. So what made you move to Florida?
Life changes, but I
Yeah.
was in Fort Myers for about 20 years.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, and then came north.
Now, are these incarcerated or you
Yes.
live there? Yeah,
yes,
you were.
imprisoned.
Everybody wants out of
Yeah,
Pennsylvania.
great women's prison down there.
Yeah, in
No.
Fort Myers. Yeah, awesome place. No, I'm just kidding. Well, yeah, I mean, boy, I'll tell you, it's hard to find. Now, my wife's actually from Florida, and somebody else around here is from Florida. Of course, our boss is from
Randy.
here. Yeah, Randy's from Florida. But man, it's like when I lived in Nashville, it was really hard to find somebody who's from Nashville.
Right.
And you live in Florida, it's kind of rough to find someone who's a Floridian.
A true
A lot of, I guess you would call them transplants, right? Is that what we are?
Better than transient, so yeah.
Better than transients, exactly. That's a big word for a guy like me. Anyway, October's just loaded with rock and roll stuff. Here, Hotel California will be here, but they're sold out. 2 shows, those guys sell out already. People just go crazy over those guys. I did find out Laurel Canyon will be here. That's the music of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, and a friend of mine's in that band named Gary Burr. And if you Google, maybe you could, Captain Kurt, Google Gary Burr songs, because he has written some amazing songs. And I want to say that he wrote one of those songs for Ty Herndon. I can't remember, but I want to say that. Fleetwood Mac will be here. That's selling out quick. Stevie Ray Vaughan and Absolute Queen. It's going to be a rock and roll place. Now, remember this, that during October, that on Saturdays, this place is kind of going to be a rock and roll place because it's all these cool, very cool tribute bands. Queen, tons of great, Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Pink Floyd.
Now you think Pink himself will be here?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I wonder where they got that name. Did you know where they got that name?
Yeah, I
You
did
do?
know it one time, but I don't remember.
Do you know?
None of them are Pink. That was a kind of a joke in one of their songs of which one of you are
Do you have a question, or you know where they got the name? Michael, come over there so I can hear you. I can't hear. I have headphones on top of everything else. Here comes Mike. Okay. Yes, sir.
Just a quick comment on Bon Jovi. Recently, if you haven't seen, he saved a lady from suicide at a bridge. He walked up to her.
Oh,
and
you know
talked-
what? I heard something about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he walked up to her while she's standing on the edge of the bridge and talked to her, and she came across, and he gave her a big hug, and she went home, I suppose, from there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Because I was up on a bridge with the same situation. My buddy Mike pushed me off.
Yeah.
I was able to swim to shore. You know, everything I've heard about John Bon Jovi is exactly that. I've
Yeah,
heard
and
he's
a lot
just-
of his family are from Erie,
I've
grandparents
heard
and
he's
aunts.
just a sweet guy, a really sweet guy. And good for him, and good for, hopefully that lady will get things straightened out. What do they say about suicide? It's a permanent, I can't remember that, to a temporary situation. Anyway, I can't remember, but it's not a good idea. So if you're thinking about that, stop thinking about that. And think about coming and hanging out with us, because Friday Night Live is going to go all the way up to, it says here, Friday Night Live until January 31st. So we've got some Friday Night Live, so we're going to rock on Saturdays, and on Friday you guys can come hang out with us, because there's lots of Friday Night Lives that we're going to hang out to. Christmas shows on sale. There's a bunch of those coming, and I think we have 8 shows. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Roger was right. The boss is right. 8 of those shows all through the month of December. So we'll get our. It's really hard also to go in July because now it's September, and work on Christmas songs, sing Christmas songs when it's 110 degrees outside. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas when it's. Kenny, are we keeping you awake? No, we're not. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? So let's talk about the first of the year, y'all. If we have any questions, Captain Kurt, just interrupt me because we do take questions from anybody who's out there watching. I'd be glad to hear from you. Just
Richard Salonzo. Bobby, are you going to play again at McCall's?
am I going to play again in McCall's? I don't know. We just that was a spur of the moment thing that we were sitting around and said, "Hey, Tuesday night's blues night. Let's go down there." So Dave and Keith and myself just went down there, and then the guys asked us to get up and play. So we just got up and faked our way through something, and then everybody was calling and saying, "Hey, you guys playing at McCall's?" No, we're not. But Thursday night down there, buddies of ours play, and sometimes when we get done here on Thursday, we go hang out with him and see those guys a little bit after the show. But no music from us at the McCall's. We are Orange Blossom Opry Band. We have one offshore,
On the road.
off-site on the road gig this year, and it's this Sunday in Sanford, Sanford, Michigan, right downtown Sanford. Any more questions? Again, just interrupt me because I'll be glad to take them. So let's talk about the first of the year, Eddie.
Yes.
Because, man, I see, first of all, I'm excited to see the Isaacs are coming back.
Yes.
I'm excited. See, I'm old school. I'm excited to see the Gatlin brothers are coming back. And Paul Thorne's going to be here. If you have not seen Paul Thorne, you need to come and check out Paul Thorne, y'all, because I can't explain it. He's amazing. It was his show. He came here 3-4 years ago, or I think when I was first here. There wasn't a lot of people here, and you're missing out on that, folks. Paul Thorne, you need to check that out. And do you know who the Cleverleys are, Eddie?
No.
So the Cleverleys, I even said something, man, you got to get the Cleverleys. The Cleverleys are a bluegrass band, and they play rock music to bluegrass. So they play rock songs. They play Walk Like an Egyptian. And their humor is really funny. They're very, very funny guys in a, not dark, but in a sarcastic kind of humor, because they get up here and they build this song all up to be, here's one of the greatest bluegrass songs ever, blah, 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 and greatest, and it's some rock song. So they're awesome, too. Speaking of bluegrass, Ricky Skaggs is on the schedule coming next year. Jimmy Fortune. I saw Rhonda Vincent again. A lot of my favorites. Neil McCoy will be back next year. That Carpenter's girl is going to be here too in February. She did a great job last year, I thought. She was awesome. Don't you remember her, Kenny? She was great. And I can't remember her name. It's not Karen, but nice girl. Wore me out on the telephone. But I don't think she'll do that this year. Because we were the first time she'd been here. So yeah.
I was just going to mention, you mentioned the Gatlins. Do you know who opened for them in Virginia last weekend?
Yeah, you know what? I heard that.
I thought you might want to mention that.
Yeah.
That was pretty special, I thought.
I heard our boy Ty Love open for the Gatlins it was actually in Keith Horn's hometown.
Wow.
They played up there in
Hopewell.
Virginia, and at some theater up there. I wonder how he got that gig. Huh? Good for him, though.
Yeah.
Good for him. He's a good kid and stumbling right along. So the Grassroots will be here. A lot of the all-time favorites will be here. Susie Bogus will be back. The Forever Seeger tour, those guys were awesome. Gene Watson will be here again for 2 days on the 1st of March. We're just loaded up. And somebody just asked me the other day if Crystal Gale was coming back, and I see her on the schedule.
Susie Bogus.
Susie Bogus, yep. Yeah. I'm just looking through.
And they all go on sale. I wrote it down.
October 8th?
Yeah, October 8th.
So October 8th.
not
On
far
October
away.
8th, you can buy tickets for everything, for all these shows coming up. And the roster is loaded up. And I heard Keith talking in the back last night. He said, "Have you seen the schedule after the first of the year?" And Dave said, No, I haven't. He said, "Man, we're working like every day." And he said, "It's crazy because these guys all love to work." And Keith said, "Well, you know what that means, don't you?" And Dave said, "No, what?" And he said, "Well, I see an Anderson in my future." So an Anderson is a very expensive but type of guitar. So I've kind of got out of that race, Eddie. It got too rough for me.
Nah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Well, I've only those guys buy guitars. And,
Yeah,
and
they do.
Yeah, probably 3 to my 1. Because I buy a lot of guitars, and I'll continue. But I tried to buy a guitar from this guy this weekend.
Yeah, Sandy's working on that bargaining, I heard.
Yeah, bargaining. yeah. No, my wife.
Of course, involved in that.
No, my wife doesn't care. She's pretty cool. But I don't really know right now if she wants another horse. But I know who shovels a lot of what comes out of the back of that horse is me. So I can imagine 2 horses means twice as much.
That's right.
Of the
Twice as much fun.
yeah, twice as much fun. Yeah. Anyway, Eddie, what's your album for today?
You know what? I didn't bring an album for a reason. You know,
Why not?
every week I say this is the greatest show that I've seen in Opry, and I've got to give credit where credit was due. And to be honest, this past Friday, I'm telling you, if you weren't here to watch this Friday Night Live, and you didn't see this on Facebook, you need to go back and watch this. Because
what in the hell are you talking about?
the Friday Night Live performance was really one of the greatest. I've been here a little, somewhere 10 years or maybe a little longer. And that night, that Friday Night Live, between the combination of Nathan's sound, the band absolutely clicking on a level that I had never seen,
we had a good night.
and the song selections, the mixture,
maybe the lights.
the mixture of Tom's video and my lighting put together on that Hotel California.
that was
if you
coming.
didn't see that, no, but it deserves to be recognized in a sense of like we do with the albums, because I left that night so proud, and I went back and watched that and said,
Eddie, there's a
Man.
picture on the screens for everybody.
yeah, that's one of the scenes on LaGrange, and I looked at it going, I don't know how I'm going to top that, and I think, I'm not speaking for the band, but I got a feeling they were probably feeling, man, we knocked that out of the park. And it was one of those nights. It was one of those nights that I was really proud to be part of.
Yeah.
And it's challenging for us because now we got to kick it up another notch.
Well, one of the things we did too that was kind of fun is, and Keith Thorne's girlfriend texted him and said, "Bobby ought to sing the blues more often."
Oh.
Bobby about blew his throat out because it's screaming. It's not singing. Those blues singers, most of them scream because they sing like anyway. So we were making fun at the boss, which is always fun, but we were poking fun at the boss, is saying, well, because we're going to get to open for Walter Trout, who's a big-time blues guy. Walter Trout, I didn't know this, but now I know, was the lead. Am I correct, Eddie? He was the lead singer in Uriah. Was it Uriah Heep? What's that band that had "Come On Up Country, Say What You Want"?
No, Canned Heat.
Canned Heat.
Canned Heat, yeah.
I knew it was some stupid
Yeah.
name. Canned Heat. He was the lead singer in Canned Heat, right?
And guitars too.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
just amazing.
I'll be here just to hear
amazing blues player.
Well, anyway, we're going to get to open for him, and so we thought, in case the bosses have any doubt about their boys, that we had. But when we open for these guys, we'll switch rotation because when we become a blues band, metamorphosize, which is a big word for a hillbilly like me. But when we metamorphosize, then our guitar player will play bass and our bass player will play guitar.
I remember coming backstage after that song
Yeah.
and saying, you know what, just when you think you guys can't get any better, you pull one of those out of your hat.
Yeah, it was
that
pretty-
was smoking.
So anyway, that's what we'll do. Well, our band is. I did a radio interview this morning, and on a radio station, and they were talking about the band and how versatile the band is, and how everybody can play so many instruments well, and just switch around like that. Because Keith Horn started out as a drummer in his dad's band, and he's also a pretty good drummer. And of course, our sound man's an awesome drummer, And so we have all these guys that can kind of, there's metamorphosize into somebody else, but it's a pretty universal band. And so, but when we're a blues band, Keith will be the guitar player, and Dave will be the bass player. And hopefully I won't have to sing everything. Those guys will pick up, because otherwise I'll be blowing.
You can do the harmonica.
Yeah. Well, the harmonica thing came about by that. You know, if you're going to play blues and play harmonica, you got to play it through a bullet. That's a kind of an inside thing, but it's a special microphone. If you listen to those blues guys, the really good ones, they have this harmonica sound. It's just a sound. And it's not the same as playing like Dustin played, or like I played, or like Charlie McCoy plays, that kind of harmonica. It's a whole different approach to the same instrument. It's like the difference in a guitar, an acoustic guitar, and a guitar playing through a Marshall. It's like they're both guitars, but different result. So anyway, we got that going, and we had a big time, and thank you, and we're proud to have you a part of it as well, Eddie, because that picture up there, when I came to the Orange Blossom Opry, looked nothing like that, and this place, like I said, on Friday night, and some of these places looks like a rock show, as good as any. And so we'll move along. You said you had a question. I'm sorry.
Yes, Betty Barton wants to know if you guys are still doing the polka on February 28th.
Well, as far as I know, we are doing the polkas. I'll look down here to see if it's on there, because
Yeah, 2 shows.
2 shows. Let me look at the date here. There's
28th of February.
All right, yeah, and here's an interesting thing. The 20th of February, that's Jimmy Sturr, right? That's who that is. I remember that name. So that's going to be 2 shows that day. And what day of the week is that? Is that Sunday, or I don't? Anybody know offhand?
It's on your
Friday.
chart.
Friday.
It's what?
It's on your chart. Just
Friday.
off to the
Oh, it's on a
right-hand side.
Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on a Friday. All right, 2 shows on Friday. Yeah, and Eddie, I guess the Orange Blossom Opry featuring you on the accordion will be opening for Jimmy Sturr. You'll be the opening act.
No.
No, come on,
No.
Eddie.
No, I played enough polkas in my day.
Yeah, I know a few.
I'll be just
excited for this
beaming
one,
that
I'm sure.
day. Yeah, I'll be beaming that day. I'll be going, when's Bon Jovi coming back?
Who stole the Gishka? Well, where I grew up, is most of my childhood, or my later childhood, my younger childhood, I lived more in Utah than back and forth. My mom's from Utah, so we kind of went back and forth and back and forth. But when I got into the school part that I remember, every Sunday morning, my dad would get up and crank on polkas. And polkas would be on before you went to church. And that was just the way it was. So the smell of bacon, polkas, reminds me of going to the Catholic Church.
All right, well, maybe we can get Chris to do bacon on that day.
Yeah,
That'll be good.
Cook some bacon, and
Yeah,
we'll
put
play.
a positive
play
ring on
polkas.
it.
Well, I will tell you this. It's like I always say, bluegrass music. If you want to see the real people who can really play,
Yeah.
go to a bluegrass concert and watch those kids, because those kids that play guitar, they play acoustic guitar and play those acoustic instruments. There's no tricks. We have tricks on the floor. I just told you about a trick on the harmonica, making it sound different. It's just bare bones. And I think that's where some of the best musicians are as kids. And polkas, really good ones, really good polka bands like these guys, they're awesome. They're pretty at their instruments, at their craft. They're very good. So I don't necessarily have to love your music, but if you're a great musician at whatever you play, I can certainly appreciate that. I don't really mind polkas. They don't bother me. I kind of think they're cool, fun, and listening to an afternoon of it would be fun, because these guys are awesome. But they're great musicians too. So because it's kind of a tough music to play if you play it correctly. How about that? So yes, the polka show is going on. If we have anything else going on, Riders in the Sky will be back. Always like those guys. They're pretty good time. They're fun as well. And the Malpass brothers are going to be back. Were you here for that show last year, Eddie?
Oh, yeah. Both times I've been here. Yeah.
Okay, so me personally, my mother was a comedian. So I grew up, with comedy and watching my mom write her own skits and knowing what's funny and what's not funny. And one of my best friends was a comedian, Terry Ree from Williams and Ree. So for me, there's a difference between funny and stupid. And stupid is not funny, but funny's funny. And so I don't laugh a whole lot, meaning what I'm trying to tell you. Something's got to be really funny to make me gut laugh. Like, I mean, really gut laugh. And the Malpass brothers last year, I sat in my seat and I thought I was going to cry because I don't know if that was part of their show, if they do that all the time, but, the guy comes out on this horse, and it's an inflated horse, like a big thing, which in and of itself is hilarious. It's really funny just seeing him do that, and he's got it figured out because his legs are in the back and the horse's legs, so it looks like a four-legged horse. Well, something happened. I don't know if they do that all the time or not, but the air goes out of the horse. I don't know what happened, but the horse starts sagging, and that's funny. It's funny. Finally, the horse runs right out of air, and it's flat on the stage, and he's down giving that horse CPR. It doesn't sound so funny now, but I'm telling you,
It was great.
I laughed so hard at those guys. I think I laughed for 2 or 3 days after that. So come see the Malpass brothers, 314 on 25. That's what that's going to be. I don't know much of anything else that's going on that I can think of exciting because I've covered just about everything we're doing.
John Conley's coming back.
John Conley will
Yep.
be here. That'll be good. Johnny Wild will be here. Johnny Wild's he's big in the Villages, right? Yeah.
The Jive Aces, those guys were absolutely unbelievable. And
Yeah.
a new one that I'm not aware of the right before the Jive Aces, Piano Men Generations. I don't know anything about that, but the
Don't know.
but the
Let's Hang On.
definitely the Jive Aces are a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, Let's Hang On will be here too for
Yeah.
Christmas festival.
Yep.
But those guys are always good. Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple of people that I don't know what they are, but I do know that ABBA Revisited is going to be here.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Have they been here before?
I think it's a different ABBA show, but they're really going to be great. It's a whole different realm of music for sure.
And then January 31st, there's a Friday Night Live. They drop a few of those in on you, everybody. And the Rod Stewart guy's back. I got to play fiddle with him last time. That was kind of fun. Tonight's the night. Anyway, and let's see who else I can tell you that's good. Well, Gene Watson will be awesome. Jeff Allen's going to be here. He's on a Sunday. He's a comedian, right?
Hilarious.
Yeah, Jeff Allen. He was
Phil Collins Experience is coming back.
Yeah, those guys were. Faith Country is a show that Kenny Evans. I know too many Kennys. Kenny Evans is going to play in here, and it's going to be that'll be kind of an interesting show. It's going to be all like positive. I don't think it's all Christian music, but it's like positive, that kind of inspirational sort of stuff. And it'll be mostly country driven, I'm sure, because it'll be, all those guys, Randy Travis, Alan Jackson, all those guys that put out gospel records. I'm sure that's what it'll be. Yeah, I don't know if he's singing to tracks or if it's. Do you know, is a band backing him, Roger? Are we backing him? Do you know Kenny Evans' Faith Country show? Are we doing that, or is he Don't know. Have to call Kenny.
We're
Evans.
backing them.
You're backing them.
Oh, we are backing him. Okay, so we're backing him. So that's that. Yeah. So it'll be mostly country oriented. Won't be any Catholic songs. You ever go to Catholic church, Eddie?
No.
You didn't? Yeah, always. The only thing, I was Catholic, so I'm still a Catholic. I went to Catholic school. I was an altar boy. But you know what? As a musician, I always hated the music in the Catholic Church because they've never advanced. And I'm not beating up the church. I'm beating up their music. Their music's never advanced because they still sing these sing-song things from like the 1500s. All the men and man, they're like 3 notes, da 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 da, and the church says amen. And that was the thing that drove me crazy. That's why you go to a Pentecostal church, man, they're rocking. They got the piano out there going, and those guys are all singing 3-part harmony. Baptist, they're screaming. Yeah. And I know you shouldn't go to church for the music, but I've been known to leave a few churches and a few other places because that's what I do. So when you go someplace and there's somebody just butchering music, it's like, I'm out. And I'm sorry, it's a church, but I'll take the music of a Pentecostal church or the Baptist church any day over the Catholic churches. Not the church, just the music. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What else do I have? I could sure use a question, Captain Kurt. Make one up if you don't get one. You could always do that. I covered just about everything that's going on. You can always go to the website at Orange Blossom Opry and find out all the shows that's going on. Any more questions? Anything? Think of something, because I'm.
Oh, yeah.
Jason D. Williams is coming. Roger must have extra insurance that night on the piano because
He brings his own.
he brings his own.
Yeah.
He brings his own piano.
Yeah.
Dude, that's probably.
Daly and Vincent, we haven't had them in a while. I see they're on there too.
Oh yeah, Daly
Daly
and
and
Vincent.
Vincent,
But they
yeah.
don't tear anything up. When
No,
they come.
no.
They're pretty calm. But say his name for me, Vincent Williams. Not D. Vincent Williams. That's another guy I know is a songwriter. Can't find it. Who is it, Reddy?
Jason D.
Who?
Jason D. Williams, you
Jason
talking
D,
about? Oh,
that's-
yeah. I thought you were talking
I
about
know a
Daly
guy
and Vincent.
named D. Vincent Williams, Daly and Vincent, and too many Vincents.
Yeah.
Jason D. Williams. The guy's insane. I played guitar for him one year. So he calls me up. I get the call like maybe the night before. Hey, I don't have a guitar player. Bobby, you play guitar for me? Sure. So I get here and I think, well, how hard can that be? It won't be anything. So I get there and I said, yeah, just, give me a set list. Set list? No, go ahead. I'll get back. But he works off a no set list. And
Yeah.
David Allen Coe's like that. You get up there and he just starts playing whatever and you catch up. And his whole show's like that. And in the middle of that song, he may switch and go to this song. Now I'm playing something else. And then I'm playing something else. And I'm up there thinking, man, what did I get myself into? Yes, sir.
I got 4 questions for you
I
as
love
of
it.
right now.
Come on.
The first one is, did you know that today was International Country Music Day?
No, I didn't know that. International Country Music Day. Who makes that stuff up?
Well, from
I
what
thought
I'm
it was-
reading, it's Eileen June.
I thought it was Buy Your Husband a Guitar Day.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
That's the translation.
Yeah, that's
About
what
the same thing.
That's right.
Translated, that's what it means.
There we go.
Buy your
Is
husband.
Sandy listening?
Buy your husband. Now she's working. Buy your husband a guitar. Okay.
The next question is, do you know when there will be another gospel night with Chris?
Oh, Chris, our Chris. Well, I haven't looked up here far enough, but we usually do something on Good Friday every year. And I haven't looked ahead or looked on there because that's quite a ways out. But generally, that's what we do on Good Friday. We do a gospel show, and Chris kind of leads the way with that. It's 2 down, 2 to go.
Where'd the other one go? Now I gotta find it. What's your favorite Paul Thorne song?
I don't know any of them.
I do.
Oh, you do? Go ahead, Eddie. What is yours? What's yours?
It's a great day to whoop somebody's, you know what.
Oh, well,
It
there you
is
go.
a classic. It is.
Maybe we should work.
He's
that
an
one out.
ex-boxer.
Yeah.
He's an ex-boxer. Actually fought Roberto Durant in the ring.
He
Paul
did,
is
yeah, I
a
think
bad boy. Yeah, not only can he play the guitar really good, but that is a must-see show. I'm telling you.
You know how I heard of Paul Thorne? I never heard him. I heard of him. I used to listen to this radio show called Rick and Bubba. And I don't know
Yeah,
if Rick
that's
and Bubba.
where that song got.
Yeah, that's where they kind of pushed him out. Rick and Bubba, it was a early morning radio show that was started in Birmingham, Alabama. And then they started getting off on in other stations around the country. And I used to love them, and they were funny. I don't even know if they're still.
But he has a whole different twist of blues, man. I mean,
Yeah.
people that
But I-
don't even know blues are going to enjoy it.
Well, I didn't, like I said, I'd heard of him through Rick and Bubba's show, and I came here and watched his show. I don't know any of his songs. And for him to keep my attention through the whole show
Yeah.
is pretty hard to do, and he did. I loved his whole show. I didn't know. So I don't really have a favorite song because I don't know. I just remember he was awesome.
I knew that one song going into that, but that performance, I remember looking at Heather going, that could have been the greatest show we've ever had in this building. That's
Yeah,
how
he-
good that was.
Yeah, he's really good. Last one? Or are there?
Now that you have all the best voices and instruments, are you thinking about doing more bluegrass?
Nah, probably not. You know, our wheelhouse is kind of 90s music all the way around. We play some classic rock stuff. We play quite a bit, really, but it's still 90s music. Eagles,
So 90s bluegrass?
Yeah, but we're not a
No,
bluegrass
leave it to
band.
Rhonda and Ricky.
You know, yeah, I'm not. I guess I'm a fiddle player. I guess that's what I would be called. But I'm not really a bluegrass fiddle player. There's a guitar player, but there's a rock guitar player is different from a classical guitar player. So I'm a fiddle player and play fiddle, but not really a bluegrass fiddle player. kind of not where I am.
Speaking of classic country,
Yeah. Speaking of that, we where are we? October. What is that? 24th.
Good one.
Yeah, October 24th, right?
That's
Yes,
why
sir.
we keep Mike around.
Yeah. Mike's a organized kind of guy. October 24th, we're doing a vintage country show here, and not many tickets left. It's up there already. I think it's at 400 or right close to it.
nice.
I
So,
think you threw a guilt trip on him this weekend, and everybody ran out there and bought him.
Well, I plan on doing
He was
that
laying
again.
it down, boy.
I did, man. The place was packed, and I said, remember, y'all wanted to do a vintage country show. I said, I've only sold 12 tickets, and the boss was going to fire me. And boy, by the end of the break,
They wanted to save you.
they tried to save me. Roger told me that. He said, yeah, you laid the guilt trip on him. Well, it worked. So we'll have a packed house.
Right after he said, I don't want to be a salesman or anything.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to be a salesman or
Yeah.
anything,
I'm going to be
but,
selling cars next week.
Yeah, that's right.
but it worked good. And we got a lot of songs. People are picking the songs. So we're doing a lot of old stuff, good stuff. It's amazing what some people think is old, but we're talking about doing some cool stuff. So we're getting our set list together, and if it goes over well, we may have to do it again. Who knows? We don't know. But I wouldn't say that you would see us into the bluegrass rim at any time. Probably never. We may do one or two bluegrass songs now and then, but we're more likely to drift into the blues band a little easier than bluegrass. Plus, we need all high singers. Most of those bluegrass singers sing. Keith's our tenor, highest singer in the band, and those guys sing higher than he does. So we don't have that.
I think you're opening for like 3 of the blues groups, not just Paul Thorne. So you're going to have to
No, we don't
work hard
open
at
for.
it.
I don't think we open for Paul Thorne. I don't want to open for him.
No, I'm sorry, Walter Trout.
Yeah, Trout, but there's a couple other
I
we
think
got
there were
tossed
2
in there.
others.
Here's the thing, though, is I already know that the same people will come to the blues shows because they're blues sing. So if we get to open for 3 people, it means we can't do the same show all 3 times. So we'll have to get out there.
After watching what you guys did, I have full confidence in this band of doing blues. I guarantee it.
Oh, we'll tear it up.
Yes.
We'll do a good job. It'll be fun. And who knows then, in the summer, maybe it hangs over into Blues Night featuring the OBO band.
Maybe.
Backwards. Everybody plays somebody else's instruments, and we do the blues things. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, there's quite a few. Blues shows start on Wednesday after the first of the year. And it's not every Wednesday, but just about every Wednesday in July, 2 Wednesdays in February, and then looks like every Wednesday in March and April, and 1 in April. Walter Trout's the last one. I don't know who the other ones were opening for. I'm just excited about him. We used to make fun of that voice. Come on up country, say what you want.
Yeah.
He had such a weird voice.
Yeah.
When was that song popular? That had to be in the
Wow,
60s.
that's Kenny's era. That's probably like 68,
Yeah, 60s,
69, somewhere around there. Kenny probably seen them live.
You
What are-
make it sound like Kenny's older than everybody
Oh,
else.
Kenny's really old.
Kenny's
yeah.
Kenny's really up there.
Yeah, he's really old.
Kenny's triple digits, aren't you, Kenny? You're right at triple digits.
We love Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny does a good job around here. Kenny works real hard and takes care of all the boys back there and makes sure everything kind of runs good. I don't really know what your job title is because every time I
Yeah.
see you, he's doing something.
He helps keep me straight, which is hard
Somebody
to
asked
do.
me one night, what do I do around here? I didn't know how to answer it.
Everything.
Yeah.
Or a little bit of everything. How about that?
Hey, Bobby.
Does a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Hey, I got one for you.
Okay.
Do band members ever look at the live stream chats from Friday Night Live? And I'm going to expand this to any shows.
I don't know. You mean look at the remarks?
The comments, just the
Yeah.
playback of the videos. I know you do.
Oh, I know we play back the videos. I know they all play back the videos because we all critique, hey, man, don't play that. Hey, you stunk when you did that. And, hey, this was good. And, hey, that wasn't good. So we do. And
It's kind of hard. I've tried to do it a few times. It's kind of hard because don't scroll down or something. I don't know. A lot of times it'll say something like 120 comments, but I'll be able to see 15 of them or something.
yeah, my comment thing's the
I
same
don't
way.
know.
When you go back there, if you do something, all the comments disappear, and then they just start coming in one at a time.
Yeah.
And I'm not very patient.
No.
So you can't. You used to be able to scroll through and see all the comments and stuff, but now you can't. So I don't know what the deal is, but I do quite a bit, listen to the music and go back just to make sure that we're on track.
One more from Nancy Wallace. Since everyone in the band played country music prior to coming here except Randy, how is Randy adapting to this music?
Yeah, Randy is, we were talking about Randy yesterday in the studio, and he's such a good drummer. And his background isn't where we are. Every one of us in this band could we were talking about the Vintage Country Show. Any one of us could sit up here and sing all night by ourselves, because every one of us know 50 to 100 probably vintage country songs, and all different ones. Randy didn't come from that background, but he sure catches on. And he's a guy that goes, I don't know this song, but just tell me about it, and bang, just like that. He'll go look it up and learn it. So he's a lot better at it than when he started.
When you think of it, who do you know that could work with the Smothers Brothers,
Yeah.
do the Backstreet Boys, and then do Quiet Riot?
Yeah.
That's an icon, man. I'm
Yeah.
telling you that. I don't know
it-
anybody could do that.
Well, there are guys, not to take away from Randy, I got a buddy who's going to be in Michigan. His name's Stacy Hill. And I always said, man, Stacy Hill is a drummer, a buddy of mine, who can play Steppenwolf and then turn around and play Vern Gosdin.
Wow.
And that's what Randy can do. Randy can turn around and play Quiet Riot. They were at Soundcheck the other day, they were playing Peg. You know what song that is, y'all?
Yeah, Steely
Peg's a
Dan.
big- Peg's a big song by Steely Dan that's just like crazy. And they're out there playing Peg and then turn around and play Hank Williams Sr. So these boys there's not much that these guys can't cover. And Randy's starting to sing a few country songs too. And I like
Doing
that.
it great.
Yeah, he's doing a couple of country songs. He wants to work up Ruby, y'all. You know the song Ruby?
Yeah.
Oh, Ruby.
Well, we probably be inspired after this weekend.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. You know who wrote Ruby, Eddie? Do you know?
No.
Mel Tillis.
Wow.
Mel Tillis wrote the song Ruby, Don't Take Your... So we'll probably be playing that song this weekend, Friday, but then you'll, of course, hear it on Saturday by KR and the boys. I'll be interested to watch him, though, because I'm a little critical about that.
Yeah.
And we've got a guy that, a buddy of ours, Tim Sells, does Kenny Rogers, and he's pretty good. So
Yeah, there's some big shoes to fill for sure. So
Yeah,
is
this
George
guy-
Strait. Both of those. That's some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, I don't think I could be. Well, I don't sound like anybody. I look like Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I could do that. So do you suppose those guys that look like that, y'all? Do you think, hey man, I kind of look like this guy. I think I'll sing like that, or do you think they sing like that?
I think you got to
first?
work. If you decide to do that, you got to really work at it, because now you got to try to match that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to. Have you seen guys Merle Haggard was awesome. Merle Haggard could do a bunch of impersonations. He could, he did Marty Robbins, he did Hank Snow, he did Buck Owens. I can't do that. And people that can do John Wayne. I can't do anybody, and I don't even know how you would do that. So these guys,
I think with a lot of practice, and they watch a lot of video or movies, and
Yeah.
then they adapt that
A
way.
lot,
but
many hours on a tour bus.
I think of Cody. He isn't built like Elvis, but look at what he's done.
But he sings like Elvis.
Yeah.
He's got that.
Probably after a lot of practice.
He's got
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. So I heard. Did you ever see the movie Tombstone? So Tombstone's one of the greatest westerns ever, and Val Kilmer plays Doc Holliday.
Oh.
And Val Kilmer has a real kind of cool Virginia Southern accent
Yeah.
that he does. And I heard the girl that's Beth on Yellowstone.
Yes.
She's from Australia.
Right.
And I can't do that. I can't even fake. I can't fake a Southern accent. I sound like a dummy. So
And that's why you do what you do.
yeah, which is I'm just me. That's all. Whatever it is, I'm just me. I can't do that. But hats off to those cats that do it, because boy, some of them got it right down. Our John Denver guy. But now he told me, Dr. Carl, that doesn't matter what he sings, he sounds like John Denver. So he's a guy that just sounds like John Denver. Lots of guys sound like other people. So I don't know.
Yeah, you get the right wig and the right clothes, you can look like somebody if they've
Yeah.
had a certain style to them.
Yeah.
Maybe a facelift. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike ought to know that about impersonating somebody. He was pretty good at it at Halloween here a while back. Showed up and people were talking to him out in the parking lot thinking it was me. That was still
Oh, that was great.
funny.
Yeah.
Funny stuff that was. Well, if we don't get a few more questions, I'm going to bail out of here a couple minutes early because I'm up here just rambling. The Orange Blossom Opry, the amazing thing, Eddie, how long have you been here?
It has to be, I know it's 10 years, possibly
10
creeping
years.
up on 11, I don't know. 15 since 15. Lori Morgan was my first official job doing screens for Lori Morgan. I still have that ticket stub from 15.
So would it be fair to say in the last 3 years that this place has grown and improved like tenfold every time? Whack, whack. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yeah, it had to start with a vision and a whole lot of money
Well, it's,
and growing pains.
well, the owners are not afraid to invest in something to take care of the people because, they got new seats for the folks and floors. And look at that lobby out there. No offense to what was going on before, but when I went in the lobby, I don't like orange. My mom loved orange. So when I was a kid, my mom painted the front of our house orange. And I remember thinking, dear God, I hope nobody in school sees my house because it was orange. So I hated orange. And it was kind of orange and green out there. So I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I think it was initially the orange blossom theme, prior to Roger getting it, or
Yeah.
maybe it was Roger's idea.
I don't know. Hopefully not, because he's our boss and signs our check. But whatever has happened out to that lobby out there, and it's awesome. I mean, it's really cool inside, and just a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, I've been here 5 years, and in the last 3 years, this place has just grown and just come tenfold every year. So I say if you're out there listening somewhere, you need to put the Orange Blossom Opry on your bucket list if you're coming to Florida. To hell with SeaWorld. Come here and see us. Come see us here at the Orange Blossom Opry because we have a good time. I'm going to cut out early. God bless you all. Thank you all for coming today. Come see us at the Orange Blossom Opry, y'all. You'll be glad you did.